Translate to number 5. In this one, we're going to imagine that we're making a phone call to the police to complain about our neighbors. Here we go. I'm calling about my neighbor. It's 2 o'clock in the morning and they're having a party with very loud music. Neither my husband nor I can sleep, and we have to get up early tomorrow to go to work. We just knocked on their door to ask them to stop the music, but no one opened. It seems they are drunk. We begin with I'm calling. And the verb to call is llamar, like that. But you might remember that earlier on in the course, in one of the earlier levels, we had this present tense where you could say, estoy llamando, meaning that right now, in this very moment, I'm calling. It's what I'm doing right now. Estoy llamando. And we had this ending of ando or yendo, depending if the verb was AR or not AR. If you've forgotten that tense, it's very good now to go back and revise that, because as you'll see in this translation, we're going to use it 2 or 3 times. Okay, so estoy llamando, I'm calling about my neighbor. Here you might be tempted to put sobre, but the correct one is actually por, because your neighbor is the reason why you're calling. So therefore por sounds much more natural. And my neighbor would be mi vecino, like that. Now, it's 2 o'clock. We haven't done times in the course yet, but we'll probably get to it within a short while. For now, we're just going to put it in. It's 2 o'clock would be son las dos. Son instead of es, because las dos is plural. So instead of es, it would be they are the twos, literally. It sounds weird, but we'll get used to it once we cover it in the course. And in the morning, in English, we would say like en la mañana, right? We would be tempted to put that, but it sounds more natural in Spanish to say de la mañana. So estoy llamando por mi vecino, son las 2 de la mañana, and they're having. Here again, we're going to use this tense like up here, because right now they're in the process of having a party. It's happening right now. So this would be e. They're having. To have is tener. Let's put that in. And they're having would be like here. Going to combine it with estar. Y están. This becomes yendo, teniendo. Y están teniendo una fiesta. See how we use that tense again? Right now, they're having a party, una fiesta, with very loud music. So that would be con música muy fuerte. Literally kind of very strong, very loud, muy fuerte. Now neither, we simply get rid of this. In Spanish would be ni, neither my husband, or neither my husband, ni mi esposo. And this nor is also ni, like that. And I here emphasize would be yo. Ni mi esposo ni yo can sleep, podemos dormir. And we have to, this is a handle, y tenemos que. To get up in Spanish is a reflexive verb, which we haven't done yet, but we're going to be covering them very soon. So for now, we're just going to put it in. What they say in Spanish is to levitate oneself, to get up, right? It would be levantarnos. But don't worry about this now at the moment, because we're going to be covering these reflexive verbs very soon. So it's going to make perfect sense to you. So we have ni mi esposo ni yo podemos dormir y tenemos que levantarnos early tomorrow. The word for early is temprano, and then mañana. To go to work implies in order to go to work. So we have para, and then the verb to go is ir al trabajo, to the work. Just like that. So far we have estoy llamando por mi vecino. Right now in the process of calling about my neighbor. Son las 2 de la mañana y están teniendo, and right now they are having a party, una fiesta con música muy fuerte. Neither my husband, ni mi esposo, ni yo podemos dormir. It's a good handle here. Y tenemos que, another handle, levantarnos temprano mañana para ir al trabajo. Again, you can see some of the holes that we have in our Spanish because we haven't yet done these reflexive verbs, which are popping up everywhere now. Okay, we just knocked. This is a handle from before. It would be acabamos de. And we would have an accent. Acabamos, I think over here. Like that. Acabamos. Because we don't want to say acabamos, but acabamos, so putting the accent there. And de follows it. Now, to knock on a door, what they say in Spanish is touch a door, tocar. That's a verb we've had before, but we use it to touch. And they also use it to knock for some reason, which I don't know why. So we just knocked, acabamos de tocar on their door. I think what would happen here is they would just shorten it to su puerta. So puerta is door. And literally it would be, we just knocked their door. Acabamos de tocar su puerta. To ask them to stop the music. Let's edit this a little bit. So to ask that they stop the music, just to make it a bit easier for us to translate. Just like that. So we just knocked the door in order to ask, right? So we have para, and then to ask we have pedir or preguntar, but those are two different verbs to ask. In this particular case, the correct one is pedir. And again, in an upcoming lesson, I'll explain why that is. Para pedir that they stop. Que. And then the verb to stop is parar. And they stop would be paran. Que paran. The music, la música. But no one opened. Let's do this. Pero nadie. Now opened. The verb to open is abrir. And a dot in the past would be abrió. And what we're going to do is throw in la here to say nobody opened it. See, the la is referring to la puerta. So instead of saying puerta twice, we just throw in la here to indicate nobody opened it. La meaning la puerta. And then finally we have it seems they are drunk. So it seems would be parece que, because it's implied it seems that they are drunk. Let's take all this together. So drunk is borracho, and they are would be están borrachos for plural. And we're choosing to use estar because we don't want to imply that they're alcoholics, which we would use ser for, but just a temporary estar. So right now they're drunk. Parece que están borrachos. In this translation, I've deliberately kind of stretched out a bit more just to highlight some of the gaps that we still have left in our Spanish. And nevertheless, there's still a lot that you can get from this, especially the reminder here to go back and revise this tense, if you've forgotten it, where we're combining the verb estar with ando and yendo, because it's very, very useful to have that in the present tense, and actually very useful, very easy to conjugate as well. So it's fantastic for helping you to speak faster in the present tense too. And this ni is also useful. That comes up quite a lot. And also other vocabulary. But for things that you don't understand, for example, son las dos, we haven't done times yet, or this reflexive verb here, don't worry about putting that stuff down in your vocabulary list just yet, because we only want to put down in our vocabulary the things that we actually understand. But these gaps that we have, I don't want you to worry about them. We're going to fill those in very soon.